in 2011. Here's another fabulous program that we implemented in 2010, and that is our completion medals, made possible by Eric Ryback. Eric developed this program and is funding this program, and we are able to personalize these by engraving the back of them for anybody who has completed the trail and requests a medal. So far we've issued 415 of those medals. TrailFest, I know that many of you are wondering and have already asked me about the future of TrailFest. It will be back. We decided that we needed to take 2010 and 2011 to step back, do a survey. We had a great response to a survey, and to figure out what was the best and highest use of TrailFest and the resources that go into TrailFest. And what we learned and what we heard loud and clear is that you all love TrailFest. And you love the opportunity to get together with other people who want to help care for the PCT, and you definitely want to see it continue, and so do we. There will be a few changes made as a result of the information that we gathered, and that is that we're going to hold TrailFest at a different time of the year. So next TrailFest will be in August of 2012, the first half of August, and hopefully not on your birthday, Beth. But we will be holding it at the beginning of August. And we will be holding it in a venue that is closer to the trail, because people really want to be able to attend TrailFest and then get out on the trail either to participate in a trail project or a hike. And they want to be able to camp, as well as have other types of lodging available. So we're going to try to give everybody everything that they hope for in TrailFest. But I mean, it's really a great opportunity to bring people together who are so enthusiastic and who really, really care about the work that we're doing. So look for more information. August 2012, Southern California, hopefully in the mountain regions so it's not too hot. Okay, Terry, she's going to talk a little bit about our future.
I'm back. That's the incoming part. Okay, so as Dave said earlier, we and Liz has also alluded to, we updated our strategic plan. When I came on the board in 2007, we were about a little more than halfway through the existing strategic plan, and in 2009, we put together an ad hoc committee to update it and kind of revisit it. Conditions change over the course of each year, and when you put together a strategic plan that works over a couple of years, you know, a small variation at the beginning, as you know, when you're doing carpentry work, can be a very big variation at the end if you don't monitor it. So, so we got together, and in 2010, we updated and enacted a new strategic plan, and updated the vision as well. Our new vision, actually Liz referred to the website as being able to access our strategic plan, which has our mission statement, our vision statement, and we did adjust the vision statement a little bit, and I'm just going to read that to you. We don't have it up here, but it's important to know that we did incorporate a new element to recognize formally our partners and volunteers in our vision, because it's a very critical component of how we operate and how we succeed. The vision that got changed, it is now the entire PCT corridor is permanently protected, well maintained and managed. It's well known both nationally and internationally. We do have that one from United Arab Emirates. And is treasured by hikers and equestrians who appreciate its remote natural character. Through strong partnerships, professional staff, and committed volunteers, the PCTA is the trail's champion and steward, and it is widely recognized for its role. So we think those are very important components in the vision. And the vision, if you think about through hike, the vision is our through hike. It is how we're going to, you know, if we have achieved all of that, we are at the end of that vision. We have achieved it, and so the strategic plan is basically the section hike within that through hike. So some of the other things that we put in our strategic plan is to advocate for strong PCT land acquisition program and funding. As we've talked about throughout this evening, roughly 10% of the trail is unprotected, meaning that it is open to development and other issues, and we want to permanently protect it as part of our vision. And once we do permanently protect it, then we can get to that 200,000 hours of volunteers that can maintain it. We want to develop strong, effective partnerships, and then increase awareness of the PCT and the PCTA. That's a very important component, again, to developing resources we need to move forward. Some of the other things that we're going to do to strengthen our financial position: increase private revenue, increase the cash reserve. That wasn't just a Dave Hanna thing. It does stay in our strategic plan because we want to get to that $500,000 number. We want to grow membership. Each of you can help us with that just by telling a friend who will tell 2 friends, and hopefully our Facebook then will be at 10,000 followers or more. We want to invest in our volunteer staff and the board of directors, and we want to ensure that PCTA has the systems and infrastructures needed. We've spent a lot of time in 2010 and 2009 putting those things in place. The other part of this has to match up, the strategic plan has to match up with the financial resources. So in conjunction with the strategic plan, we adopted our very first multi-year forecast, and that is a 3-year budget. And 1 minute, okay, I've been given the hook. So the 3-year forecast basically allows us to see where we have projects that overlap more than just the January through December, and where there may be multiple years, and it also allows us to forecast how that work will impact future resources for the following year and the year after that. So the 3-year, having the 3-year financial plan and budget is a really great component in addition to the strategic plan, and it is a first for the PCTA. The Forest Service and BLM were both highly involved in the development of both of those. And questions? I think I'm going to turn it over to Liz now. And thank you very much again. This has been great, and I hope to get to talk to you in a few minutes.
So we are going to take some questions. There's one thing that I forgot to say when I was talking about Trail Fest, and that is that a very important part of Trail Fest in the past has been the awards ceremony. We are continuing to have award recipients. We still have an awards program, and what we did last year and what we're doing this year is we're presenting those awards at various events throughout the year. So a little bit later at the open house, which is next door at our office, we will be presenting a couple of 2010 awards. So now it's time to take some questions. And the question was, when the strategic plan says that we're going to invest in our volunteers and invest in our board of directors, what are we talking about? So is there a volunteer to answer that question, or would you like me to answer that question? Mike? Sure. So I'll talk about, I guess I could talk about investing in the board of directors. And what that means is we have a board development committee that meets year-round, and in addition to looking at prospective board members, the board development committee, as part of their work plan, looks at things like training for board members. Occasionally we'll bring in outside speakers to talk with the board about the work that they're doing. Put together, let's see, in the past we've had things like board mentor programs where we match board members up with each other to learn about the work. Any other thoughts from some of our board members? Orientation. We're developing an orientation program that, so we have board members from up and down the trail as well as from other states, and so we're actually looking to develop a webinar that we can help orient board members with. So those are some examples. And Mike, would you like to talk about investing in volunteers?
Can I just pick this up? Yeah. No, I can't. There. How's that? PCTA has the most talented and capable volunteers of any program that I've ever been involved with. And we really believe this at every level of our staff, which means that we think that well-trained, well-equipped, well-supplied volunteers can accomplish anything on the trail. And so we really work hard to invest in building the skills that volunteers have to do the jobs that they decide they want to tackle. That may mean everything from teaching somebody to do basic maintenance as a volunteer on a trail crew, to teaching long-term volunteers very technical skills to tackle difficult, technically difficult projects on the trail. And then I think some of our newest and most important efforts are in the development of leadership skills in folks to be able to safely and enthusiastically lead our crews in the field. And so we think that that is one of our highest priorities as far as our work in trail operations. And yeah, I think Trail Skills College is probably a great example. So.
Thank you, Mike. Another question? Yes, Andy.
What's the status of negotiation to move the trail from crossing the West Antelope Valley, which is SOP, to the new Tejon Ranch route?
Okay, so the question is, what is the status of moving the trail from the Antelope Valley to the Tejon Ranch route? And I'm going to ask Beth Boyst with the Forest Service to answer that question.
It's an excellent opportunity. So you need to know that PCTA and the Forest Service have worked really hard to make that happen. It's private land, so we are at the mercy of Tejon Ranch in terms of actually implementing the change. And the good news is we have agreement on the location of the trail. So you're talking about 37 miles, and we have agreement on the location of the trail and the width of the corridor, as well as some camping spots and water identified. Because Tejon is going through a development process, they are unwilling at this point to grant an easement to the U.S. Forest Service or the U.S. government until they're through their Habitat Conservation Plan approval process with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. So that's where we are, is they're waiting on hearing from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and then we'll be ready to go with implementation once that's done.
Kind of a follow-up question.
Yes.
I would assert that that would solve Mike Conley's off-road vehicle problem.
We agree.
So the comment was that that would solve the off-highway vehicle problem down in that part of the trail. Yes, Peter.
I was very impressed by many statistics in your presentation, but one really jumped out at me, which is the miles of trail maintained and the miles of trails reconstructed in 2010. It looked like it added up to about 1,000 miles. That's more than a third of the trail improved in one year. I was just wondering how that compared to past